G'day punters, welcome back to the MacBet Early Move. I'm your host James Milner, and joining me is pro punter John Mcleod. John, I think I've only just recovered from Magic Millions. How'd you go there in the hot seat in the Burley house up on the hill?
Well, I just kept on giving Toys a few digs in the ribs and sort of firing him up, and it really did fire him up. He was he was at it from about 3 o'clock onwards. He was revving right up, sort of thing. But it was quite a good day. We didn't win. We lost a little bit, but there was no harm done anyway, so it was good.
Absolutely, yeah. $50 share returned about $47.50, so pretty much a chop out sort of day. Yeah, DK absolutely blew up. I didn't think he'd do that. If you could, hindsight's a beautiful thing, but if you could attack the day again, would you change anything about your strategy or anything you were doing?
No. I think the way that I played it, I couldn't get into the meeting because the track was a little bit different to what I thought, and
Sure.
the prices were just not there, So we really, I was really just going treading water, more or less, throwing small bets on a few roughies that we thought had some hopes, and they went okay without being flashed, but it was just hard to find the right horse in the right position. I think as far as our maps go and everything, they were pretty much right, but those horses in those positions, I didn't think they were good enough, and they actually, a couple of them ran the distance that I thought they wouldn't get the distance, like the last winner. I sort of fell into a couple of back markers where I thought they'd be sweeping down the outside, and they actually didn't. One fell, so that was another one. It was sort of like it was a real trick day sort of thing. So hopefully next time we can.
Definitely a funny day, and yeah, you don't want to force bets just for the sake of being on the podcast. You sort of want to bet how you'd sort of be betting at home as well, especially when you got everyone's cash involved there. But we shift our focus to Doomben this weekend. We're going to look at race 2 over the 1,600 meters. The track's currently a soft 6. What do you think the track will do on the weekend, John?
Well, I think it's going to chop out, for sure and certain at some stage. And it's they've taken the rail back onto the inside part of the track, so that's not going to really help the inside. I would say they'd get away from it, but I would say after the first, they'll know where to go and what to do, and they'll start probably heading 3 off the fence, and then whether that's enough, they'll decide on that as the day goes on. But after the first, I think they'll work it out, and they'll probably drift off the fence a little bit, and then I think I don't think it's going to be too much harm to the leaders and on pace horses, just because they will come off the fence and be in the okay spot.
For sure. I'll run us through the market for race 2. We can tell the carnival's over. We're back to a small field with all the standard usual suspect jockeys. So Ligulate's your $2.20 favourite. Prometheus second line and betting $3.50. Love Express is $4.60. Lejuge 11. Spectroscope 14, and the Phonic Dancer is 31. Articus is there at 18s as well. Sorry. We'll start with the favourite, John, Ligulate. What do you make of this runner?
He's got a good chance. I think he'll posse up 3rd or 4th, not too far away from him. But at the 220, I've got him around about that, but I haven't got any upside with him. That's rock bottom, and so I'm sort of looking away from him. He went okay the other day. He ran on at Eagle Farm, and he's a big chunk of a horse, so maybe that didn't suit him at Eagle Farm. But Doomben, he has raced quite well there before. He's got a chance, but I'm sort of trying to get away from him. That's the idea in my head anyway.
And you might have come up with Prometheus here. It's $3.50 currently. You're keen on it?
I think that's the right price. I think, again, I haven't had to do too much to him to actually get him to around about, 260 mark, and and he's got upside. So it just really all depends on what, which Prometheus is going to stand up. The one at the Gold Coast the other day, he just didn't want to go for Aiden Thompson. He's come out of the barriers, awkwardly, or didn't really want to jump through his head in the air, and then he didn't want to race. He did that a few runs ago. I think it was first up from the spell at the Gold Coast, when they had to really drive him the whole way round, and he still was able to win. Now, he seems to go very good for burn. And if you can make him jump, he won't be too far away. So I think this could be a complete turnaround. And if you go on his run 2 starts ago, he'll win this by 6, 7 lengths. He'll
Wow.
kill him. Yeah,
Sure.
It's just a matter of what, it's very easy to see with Prometheus in I think it was Nicanova. Nicanova, beat Legulate by 6, 7 lengths the other day, and Prometheus beat Nicanova 2 starts ago by, I don't know, about 3 or 4, or he should have beaten him by 3 or 4. Prometheus got back and ran on. It was a really good run, and so even comparing those 2 runs, there's no comparison in the 2 horses with Legulate and Prometheus, but it's just a matter of whether the other day, whether it was just Aidan Thompson, just not getting along with Prometheus, or Prometheus is starting to sky the towel as he gets older.
Yeah.
That's the question mark.
Well, looks like the favourites might be a bit flipped here. Apart from these 2, is there anything outside of that could be a chance there on Saturday?
I think Love Express is clear 3rd pick. He didn't go too bad the other day. When he got up on the inside, I think it was at the coast, it was the worst part of the track, and he didn't really knock him around the last little bit. But, I think there's only about 1.5 kilos between Love Express and Prometheus. So that's just too close at the weights for mine, and then the rest of them are all old horses. Lejuge is coming back in distance.
Yep.
Spectroscopic is hardly, it's hard to have. Symphonic Dancer hasn't won for a while. It's 35 days off.
Yep.
And Articus, he's not really one to, jump into. So, it just really all depends on what Prometheus does. I think, you'll probably know in the first 100 metres whether he's switched on or not.
Okay.
If he comes out a bit slow and he's back and he's trying to drive him, Legulate will probably just win. But if he comes out of the gates and he's in the first 3, I think, well, it's probably all over.
And what's the play now? You're tipping Prometheus. Would you say it's a bet at the $3.50 quote?
Yeah, I think so. Like as I said, I don't think Legulate can get any shorter than that. And and Prometheus has only got the upside to short. So and they can't really back anything else. Love Express is 460. That's rock bottom. I think it'll blow out a little bit, and the others can't be. There won't be any money for the others. You wouldn't think so. The only one horse that they can come up with is Prometheus, and so I think Legulate will probably start around 250, and Prometheus will probably start 280 around that mark, 290 maybe. Yep. So short enough.
Definitely some good early shopping. That sums up race 2 at Doomben. I did want to get a comment from you on Eagle Farm. You mentioned in your miracles and bad beats video that you sort of might have worked something out about Eagle Farm. Had a massive day there on Thursday. Was that it?
Partly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of it's just there's a few little tricks to it, and it's just a matter of getting a bit used to looking for certain things, and I like the track actually. I don't mind it. I'm happy to bet there, but I can see how a lot of people are very worried about it because usually a lot of people have said this to me is that when the margins are really big, a lot of horses are not handling it, and that's true. But on the other side of the thing, the horses that are being well backed, a lot of them are winning too. That's usually a plus for the track being doing what you think it would be doing. So there's 2 little areas there. One is against it, and the other one is really for it. So I'm sort of I was quite happy with the old track anyway, with the one that everyone was complaining about, because that was a momentum track, and we were happy to bet into that type of knowing that. But I suppose this is a little bit different, and I think it's just getting your head around it. That's all.
For sure, we'll definitely see how that all plays out. There's plenty of media attention around it. That is about all from us this week, guys. We gave away the 4 monthly subscriptions on Twitter. So I've contacted the winners of that. So they were very happy. And well, one of their first meetings they had was that really good day at Eagle Farm. So they're really happy with that as well. But guys, if you do want to get involved and get John's information, head to macbet.com.au. But yeah, apart from that, John, thanks.
Well, we put giving away a few of these caps possibly in the next couple of weeks. We're just going to see how it goes as far as how they're produced. You know, I wasn't so happy with the first lot, but you know, this one's not too bad. So, you know, we'll see how we go. You'll spot me anyway now.
A few angry emails, and yeah, they'll be looking great. Too good.
I'll be dodging them if we don't find winners.
That's right. Yeah, you'll just put the hat in the back pocket and walk home quietly.
Good.
All right.
All right, James.
Thanks, John.